Welcome to my garden, the GinGeeGoodEarth program. Today is an exciting day. We're going to have special fun today. Hello? 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 Yes, this is the GinGeeGoodEarth program. Thank you for calling on the phone today. We're going to have a special program. Yes, it's going to be mainly on first American history of the Native American Woodland Indian. Yes, first Americans. Yes, yes. Just to note, no matter what our attempts to inform, it is our ability to inspire that will turn the tides. Isn't that a lovely bookmark? Yes, yes. So we intend to inspire today on this wonderful GinGeeGoodEarth program on First American history of the Americas. So that includes North America, South America, the Americas, and America was spelled M-E-R-I-K-E at one time. So you're going to watch it? Yes, we're on YouTube, and our YouTube channel handle is GinGeeGoodEarth. Okay, we'll see you later. Hope you enjoy the show. We intend to educate, amuse, enrich with civility and nice matters. And we're going to have a fun-filled, art-filled event today. Yes. Yes, I have the look and see glasses. We'll be looking and seeing for more than 45 minutes today. Okay, well, hope you enjoy the show. Okay, have a great day. Bye-bye. Oh boy, that's great. I know we're going to get a great audience today, and that is why that this special program, the GinGeeGoodEarth show, it's production number 10, which is Roman numeral number 10, part G. The director, Ginger Lily, a.k.a. Gretchen Schmitt, and this is for the America peoples on Earth, the history. And today is September 3rd, USA, take love. This program is going to be dedicated to the wonderful YouTube programmer whose handle is called Icons, because he very much works very diligently in putting together programs that talk about United States history, a sovereign nation, and he has a very good way of helping people understand their inalienable rights. Okay, so that they have freedom and peace and love and prosperity in their life. So that's the program is dedicated to him, and I will definitely text him through the YouTube channels in the comments section. So I wanted to get started, and I'm going to move over to another photo op set with a lot of first American, southwestern Pennsylvania, and the state of New York memorabilia and items that are part of my family history, French Iroquois Nation. And also, I worked on the advisory council for Thunder Mountain Lenape Nation. And I did live in Arizona, Scottsdale, Arizona, and Phoenix, and of course Tempe, Arizona State University. And I have some special things to talk about. But I'm going to interrupt probably 3 times to change the music. And I want to read something that my family member wrote, and then we're going to start the music, and we're going to go into the programming. And again, I am learning with you, and I hope to encourage everyone to put together a program similar to what I'm doing with the stage props on the laptop, because we only have so much space. And we're going to pan and see all the things that we have here today. But without further ado, I am going to read the notes of prose by a family member. A house divided cannot stand alone with just brick and stone. We need to build on solid foundations. We must bridge the class gap now. It is the root of all evils. If we cannot heed his warning again, all of us will pay the price. President Lincoln's words stand true. We are a divided nation, poor against the rich, and the middle class caught in the crossfire, lower class against upper class. There's the widest gap in between. Male against the opposite sex. Chivalry is dead. Let's find safety in an insane world. It is time to fight back. Those are very strong words, and for good reason too, because today we're talking about race and the tensions of the upper class, middle class, and lower class. So I'd like to read this. Preconceived notions, especially when one is fairly brought up in their influence, are most difficult to shake off. Stewart Edward White, Camp and Trail, 1907. If there is a leak in the plumbing and the water is leaking, call the plumber. The Color Coding of Humanity, an essay of political power used against minorities. The No One Left Behind series. Read why people still stigmatize one another by color coding, black and white, and why we do not capitalize these words. The Color Profiling of Humanity by H. Smith, MacDonald and Sword Publishing Company. Again, color coding is an invention. It was designed to collect data on the people that were living in the Americas. Guilty by complexion. So I wanted to express that. The key to international peace. Can someone tell me the key to international peace is peace, love, compromise. We love one another, and we don't call anyone a color. Oh my goodness, we are designing, dedicating, enjoying, and all of a sudden all this mudslinging, our time to withstand the humiliating and ungodly intentions of society. I miss the stories of my grandmother. Ah, no importance, no importance. Ah, no importance. There is someone here. My time is coming. Pump in the sunshine, peace, peace, peace. Pump in the sunshine, peace, peace, peace. Enjoy the picture show, and this time I do have the gin. I was at a horse farm in southwestern Pennsylvania, and I took a picture, and I have a picture of the corner of a spacecraft, and I have this picture of a a creature, and it kind of looks like a raccoon, but he's standing up, and he has a raccoon face and a burnt orange fur, and it's on the left-hand side corner of my picture show. There's Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. I'm going to go ahead and fix the volume to the music. There is a share of happiness wherever we may look. Nannyberry, squashberry, wild grape, wild rose, red oak, white oak, chestnut, Allegheny chipapin, American mountain ash, black walnut, butternut. So what I would like to do is just pan this set for you, and we essentials on the go. And I do a lot with the labels that I get free with a garment or a picture or something I've bought. It's a great idea. Keep all your labels and tags, and then you can use them in your program shoots. So, and then there's a Norwegian dress that I'm sewing reproductions of. Hey, there's the Pennsylvania flag on the picture show, and of course our American flag. There's the famous poem that my fans just love, Keep on Feeling. There's a blue coat doll. There's Uncle Sam, and again, Uncle Sam was a media propaganda way of getting young people to join up on the armed forces. So he was very famous, Uncle Sam. And again, it promoted the helpful response of the public to join up and help solve the problems of America, which dealt with joining an armed forces, Army, Navy, Marine, Air Force, Space Force. This is the GinGeeGoodEarth show. And there's a gnome. And again, here's my I voted sticker from last year. So make sure you get your sticker. Make sure you walk, ride, run, skip to the voting polls. I know that in my county of Westmoreland, we have 302 voting polls, and they're all ready to go with volunteers, and they're ready to greet us. And again, all the VFWs, Veterans of Foreign Wars, and so forth, will be hosting, after food celebrations on a small scale. But again, they will be providing food and beverage, usually on the day that you vote. It's pretty much traditional. And you have to find out the rules for that day because of the pandemic for social distancing. Because I'm not sure about each state or each county. It varies for every county and every state. Okay, so what I wanted to do, I wanted to read a special program on the veterans. And I'll be moving the camera around. And, I'm an amateur at the video equipment. But I'm doing what I can do to be helpful. Okay, this poster, this postcard is a veterinarium. That's what it says, veterinarium. The Sons of the Veterans. So it's a real pretty golden eagle and the American flag and red, white, and blue ribbon, and it says veterinarium. Veterinarium. The flag of our country forever. That's what it says. So we're very proud of our country because we're one of the only countries that has a constitution, freedom of speech, freedom of religion. Okay. And we have, you know, really great history. And we do value our freedom. And I know that I had mentors in nursery school, kindergarten, first grade, second grade, third grade, fourth grade, fifth grade, all the way to 12th grade. I loved all my school teachers. And I loved all my classmates. So I had a great, background in America for great education. And I hope that I can share that with you so that you can learn with me. Now, I wanted to talk about citizenship, and this is specifically about the American veterans. And again, my program today is a patriotic program for First Americans, and also for the veterans, and especially the YouTube videographer, Icons, and you can see him on YouTube, and all you do is type in capital letters ICONS, and he has great programming. But let's talk about citizenship. Veterans can be viewed as role models of citizenship. Those men and women willing to lay down their lives for their country demonstrate courage, service, and dedication. Explore the meaning of veterans and discuss their character qualities. Have students share the names and experiences of friends and family members they know who are veterans. For instance, my father was a Navy Seabee. My Uncle John served in the cavalry in World War I and was assigned the postmaster of McAdoo, Pennsylvania. Then I had many uncles. Of course, my dad's brother was also a Navy Seabee too, and many friends and relatives that were veterans. And also my one uncle played in the Marine Corps band, the saxophone, and he was again a Marine. My cousin Oris worked in the Pentagon, and he was Air Force, and I did lose a cousin at the Arizona Flight Armory. He was a pilot, and he was killed in serving his country. And that was my cousin Oris' brother. So anyhow, I'm sure if you ask a friend or relative, they will tell you about the history of their family relatives that are veterans. Challenge them to write or call one of these people to say thank you for their citizenship. And this is a great way to link with a story, an article about war. And it's also a way of honoring a war-related anniversary date. And also to think about, remember your duty to vote. Okay. Again, this program is a good way to talk about First American history. And I'm on the advisory council for Thunder Mountain Lenape Nation. And about 5 years ago, we had another nation of peoples, Lakota. They came to visit, and they talked about the dream catcher. And I wanted to know more about this dream catcher, which is very popular. Everybody seems to know what a dream catcher is. While you're sleeping, it catches your nightmares and your dreams to pull you away from fear so that you can have a peaceful sleep. But this dream catcher was designed in Lake Huron, Lake Superior. So it was copied from Canada. dream catchers started, Michigan originators Chippewas. It's a spider web that brings in the bad dreams so that you can have a comfortable sleep, and it helps the children sleep at night. So it's a traditional, fun way to incorporate a good night's sleep. OJ Goa. Okay, so I wanted to talk about that. Now I'm going to move the camera to the new set, and we'll come back to the slideshow with further reading. But maybe I wanted to show what's down here. There's the red cardinal. Okay, so, whoops, there's the floor. Well, this is awkward, but anyway, so I have a big display here because I want to share with you a lot of the wonderful interaction I've had with family and friends and relatives that have history of the French Iroquois Nation in upper state New York. And also I spent a lot of time in Canada, in Port Carling, too. Now, what started this? Like, what started this? Like, why did I go and, put all this information out? Here's my soda pop. And then again, we're famous. Southwestern Pennsylvania is famous for glass. And this is a nice cherry red glass with Diet Cherry Coke in it. But we're famous for the Lenox factory, Westmoreland glass, and I think this is a Westmoreland glass. It's antique. But as you can see, maybe you could guess what I'm trying to do. Well, what I have here, well, first of all, I made this about, oh my gosh, it could be 10 years ago. I entered it in the contest at Duquesne University, and it shows a visual of first American shaman. So, and it has, different disciplines in it. I did all the costuming, and look at that picture where I got the sun ray right on the shaman. So, and then again, a lot of these photos are in the book White Buffalo Spirit, and again, according to legend, there was to be an albino buffalo around 2002. It was supposed to be born in Pennsylvania, and it was just a legend. And if the white buffalo was born, then we'd have, basically, I will say, new beginnings for peace. And so it was a very positive message, but it was a legend. But then there were 2 white buffalo born at Nemacolin Woodlands, and at there was a park there, and so there's a lot of things going on here. But what I'm trying to do is I'm making 5 shadow boxes. Okay, so let's see. So first of all, I have this shadow box, which represents Cherokee Nation, and then I have the Black Mountain Arts Festival program. And then this is a burial technique used by Apsauca Indians. So I really can't get that close. Maybe I can. So there it is. These are postcards and things that I put together. So this with the arrow point, okay, not arrowhead, it's arrow points. I have 2 of them. And so that's going to be 1 shadow box. And then here's the second one. And then I have First American. This is the Arizona Grand Canyon with 2 arrow points. And a chief. And I'll read the back of the cards, okay? Yeah, I'll read the back, because I'm not going to have everything by memory. Now, I thought this would be great. Now, what I used was Sierra calendar pictures that were in the calendar, and I just tore them out of the calendar And I'm going to take that first American there, and I'm going to cut out the outline of the body, and then I'm going to put it on that beautiful scene of the out west scene, Colorado. And here's another Indian chief. Okay, so I'm going to read the backs. And there's my book, Honey for All, with all the, I encourage everybody to draw a honeybee or a butterfly every day, and then you'll have a compendium collection of wonderful pictures. We have a jar of honey, and there is the grandmother's medicine bag with the Waihapatha and a black bear on the top, which I showed in another video. And then up here, I have a painting done by one of my daughters of the Arizona desert. And also, happy birthday, Gretchen, because it was my birthday yesterday. I'm just having fun. You save all your mailers and flyers, and you can have fun like this too. So we have that's a car hood. If I can get closer to it, see the Indian head, the glass Indian head? That's a car hood ornament. Okay, so that's exciting. And then we have that. And then remember, it's a beautiful day. And there we have GinGeeGoodEarth. That's my label. And then that's the historic Fulton House that was built, oh boy, I'm going to say 1500s. Sometimes I get bad at, now there's the school, the American Graduate School of International Management in Glendale, Arizona. That was the entrance. That's on a postcard. And then I have someone who has done artwork for the globe of the Americas. North America, South America, and what lies in between, Mexico, but that's a part of the Americas. So, and so I have some old books, but my special thing today is I'm going to read an essay that Macaulay wrote, and her great-grandfather was Sitting Bull. Now here we have Pocahontas in this print, and this book I'm going to read is fantastically old. It's one of the first editions of Pocahontas, and she's trying to convince her father, standing on the right, that not to kill John Smith. So that'll be fun. We'll be reading that. And then this is the contest. I was, let's see, what is this? I just want to know. And then I work very closely to the turtle clan mother, and here I see a turtle. And I have I've painted totem poles, and there's a turtle. So I have worked very closely with Pat Sellinger. She's the turtle clan mother, and the art contest. Okay, so the art contest that I participated in was, it was so many years ago. But the Native American Heritage Center that's at Duquesne University. Okay, so let's go ahead and we're going to read Macaulay's article. And so that's what I'm doing. And see the black outline of the shadow boxes will be filled with these pieces of art, and I'm going to decoupage them onto the calendar picture scenes. And so I'm utilizing, reuse, recycle, renew, and that'll be very lovely. And I'll show you the outcome of that after it's done. And here we have Swift Fawn. I'm going to read that book. That's very old. Okay, and I did want to go over Iroquois Confederacy. It includes the nations of Mohawk, Oneida, Onondaga, Kiowa, Tuscarora, Seneca, Lake Huron, Lake Erie, Lake Frontenac, New York, Pennsylvania, North America, sea to shining sea, Iroquois Confederacy. I also have this beautiful picture. I know I showed it before, but I just love the artwork, the illustrations. I have an appreciation for them. And this staff, this is a staff. This was given to me, and the wood on the staff was struck by lightning. And then it has turkey feathers and different kind of feathers, and it was gifted to me. So what we're going to do is put the video stand down, and we will. I'll place it so it's just. I gotta wrap it. Okay. Oh yeah, I want to show you my peace doves, because I'm all about, peace, harmony, love. Okay? And bring our schools back. We enjoy our education, scholastic. People want to learn new things and be scholastic. They want to be able to learn how to use their hands. So. So, I'm going to turn down the music a little bit. Okay, so this magazine, National Indian Women's Health Resource Center, I keep this as a folder for all my writings or things I want to talk about. And Machawi, Sitting Bull's great-great-great-granddaughter, wrote this essay, and she said that, read it when you'd like. And here's another listing of nations. Shawnee, Seneca, I wrote this a long time ago. Shawnee, Seneca, Cherokee, Apsauka, Lenape, Delaware, Blackfoot, Lakota, the 4 colors, 4 cycles of life. And that, I have the 4 cycles of life up there with my headdress. So, as you can see, we can try to get closer. The 4 cycles of life. So there they are. Also the 4 directions of, the 4 directionals, north, east, south, and west. So, okay. And Machawi, her name means common sense. Okay. And again, first Americans were seriously oppressed. Peoples that traditionally, they were, peoples of first Americas never wanted to say that they had ancestry of first American history and talk about their nations. It was so frightening, they thought they would be so excluded, that their grandparents would not share with them that they were actually of Native American descent. So they feared telling anybody. And here's the protocol for working with tribes. Okay? Understand the unique relationship between American Indians and the United States government. It is a political relationship, not race-based. The history of this unique relationship is relevant and important to working with a nation. And they have the word tribe there, and we do not have tribes in the Americas. It's nations. So that's a misnomer on that writing here. Yeah, this protocol for working with tribes. There are no tribes. Now, in the Scandinavian countries, they have tribes, okay, but that is not a word of the Americas. It's nations. There are over 500 federally recognized nations, each with its own history, culture, and language. So that's a much higher number than I thought it was around 394. So there are over 550 federally recognized nations, each with its own history, culture, and language. Remember that American Indians may be suspicious of outsiders and outside ideas. Do not assume one nation or one leader speaks for all. Take the time to find the key players. Those you consult with might not be able to answer questions immediately. They may need to think about it and consult with others. American Indians object to being consulted or studied by people who have little intention of doing anything in response to their concerns. Be prepared to negotiate, to find ways to accommodate the nation's concerns. Be prepared to respond with reason why the advice may or may not be followed. Meetings with Nation Council officials and program staff should, if possible, be conducted between the same levels of officials. Most nation governments are not wealthy, and it may be difficult for nation officials to attend meetings or to exchange correspondence. Also, nation governments in general do not have large support staff to assign to meetings follow-up. Formal notices or invitations should be addressed to the tribal chairperson and or appropriate council representative or committee with respective nation program director copied in on letter. Do not rely solely on written communications. Follow up written correspondence with telephone calls, faxes, and in-person contacts. So, traditional authorities often do not relate well to written communication and may find face-to-face consultation more appropriate. Understand that there are different ways of communication. Seemingly extraneous data might be reviewed or re-reviewed. During negotiations, prepare to discuss all aspects of an issue at hand simultaneously rather than sequentially. Respect Nation Council representatives as elected officials of a government and refer to them by their appropriate title. Like all business relationships, honesty, integrity are highly valued. A sense of humor is appreciated, but generally serious business-like behavior is appropriate. Always shake hands when introduced, meeting with someone, or departing. It is customary to shake hands with everyone in the room. If possible, arrange meetings with refreshments and a meal. This is a cultural characteristic that is still strong in America. Okay, so that I went to a program that talked about that. Okay, so I'm thinking that I might have to break this up into two programs. But we had an annual Native American Festival in Saltsburg, Pennsylvania, and Thunder Mountain Lenape Nation in Saltsburg, PA. And they have a website, www.thundermountainlenape.org. So I share that with you, and here are some of the brochure pictures. There's Native American dancing, Native American drumming, handmade crafts, Native American food, children's activities and activities for adults. And again, you can come and celebrate. At their festival. So it's not a powwow, because a powwow is on a different programming. And we do have the National Indian Women's Native Health Resource Center, National Indian Women's. And they have advocacy, education, mentoring, promoting, dissemination, training, encouragement of healthy lifestyles. And they're located in, of course, Oklahoma. And so if you look up, I'll give you the website, http://www.niwhrc.org. So that repeat, www.niwhrc.org. And you can find out more information regarding that. So what we're going to do, I have 2 of these compositions. So I'm going to turn the music down. And okay, Dakota spirituality, my perspective. So we can, here's put it down here. Okay, to begin, it must be acknowledged that writing about Dakota spirituality is very challenging. Traditionally, our culture was transmitted by way of oral stories and life experiences. I am not a religious leader, a medicine person, nor an elected tribal official. I am a Dakota Win woman and an enrolled member of the Spirit Lake Nation. I share my story based on my understanding of culture, identity, life experiences, and stories shared with me throughout my lifetime. I share this perspective as a female participant in Dakota ceremonies that were and are integral to my healing and learning journey. As a child of the 1950s, I was raised as a Catholic and attended an Indian mission school in St. Michael, North Dakota. My parents went through bitter divorce, with my Scandinavian father gaining custody of 7 children. We moved off the reservation and converted to my father's religion, Presbyterian. When I was a teenager, both religions scared and confused me. Incidents occurred and triggered questions in my mind, even as a child. Regarding the sincerity of the lessons being taught, as an adult, I have chosen to try to live as Dakota Win. Win is another name for woman. I say try to live because it's most challenging way of life that has its roots spirituality. And you know what? This is another person's, this is written by Cynthia Lindquist Mulla, so it's not Machawi's composition. But I have hers, and we'll read that one tomorrow. Okay, I have to find it. So she says the Aborigine people of the United States were and are deeply spiritual. Spirituality was the basis for how to live and survive. The lifestyle was based on being in balance with oneself and living in harmony with each other as human beings with nature. And the word Dakota means friend or ally and is the proper preferred identification of our people. The real significance of the word Dakota derives from, let's try to get this in a nice spot, Woda Dakota, which means harmony, a condition of being at peace with oneself and in harmony with one another and with nature. a condition of lifestyle patterned after the natural order of nation. And she got this information from Red Owl 2000. The historical oppression of the indigenous people of America is greatly misunderstood. It was perpetuated based on mythical images that facilitated from heathen savage to noble Indian during the settlement of this country, and to some degree it continues on in today's world. And I did meet her. I met her. She came to Pittsburgh, to Duquesne University, to do a lecture. Federal policies to deal with Indian people evolved based on the premise that settlers knew what was best for the conquered Indian. Religion and religious conversation of the native people was an integral component of colonization of the Americas. The goal of civilizing the Indian was best done through Christianity. And again, in the nomenclature of the American Woodland Indian of many nations, they do not have a word for religion, because again she expressed that their faith was spirituality of nature, being at peace with oneself and in harmony and with one another and with nature. Okay, so I'm going to have to continue this because I don't have a lot of time filming on my videos. So I want to finish off with a wonderful poem that my daughter wrote, Larissa, and it's on Laurel Caverns, and she's also a first American. Inside Laurel Caverns, gritty earth smelling darkness, water changing rock to sandy mud, stalagmites punching up like stilettos from the ground. No sound except echoes the walls throw back, distorting words into discordant melody. Drip, drip, drip. A Chinese water torture, a skidding stone falling off the side. Listen for the clink when it hits, and an eternity later. Scrape your knees, crawling through a low passage. Lie on your back, turn off the light. A night sky, never seen from earth, blinks on. Alone in a huge cavern, no light, no sound, not even your breath. Only silence and blackness pressing against you, so loud they roar. An incredible age squeezes on your skull, crushes your throat. Just before suffocation, light and sound return, a cave again. Leaving, you blink at the sun and think, God must have lived there. She wrote that in 1999 at summer camp. And I want to end this program, and we'll finish up tomorrow, and I'll go over some of the wonderful historical perspectives of 550 nations that are documented in the Americas. And we'll start from there, and I'll probably read a part of the Snake Doctor book. And again, I'll be working on my shadow boxes. I have 5 shadow boxes that I got at Goodwill for $3, and I have been waiting to make these wonderful pictures of the different postcards, and since I see that I have time, I can at least read 2 postcards. So let me get them. Let's see. This postcard, isn't that wonderful? It's the Indian sun dance that they're demonstrating. I'll try to be steady. Indian sun dance. And it says here, Oh boy, my eyes are bad. It says here, whoa, a religious ceremony practiced in honor of the sun by the Indians. An essential feature is the self-forfeiture of youths who are candidates for admission to the full standing of warriors. Okay, that's very interesting. So they had, the Sundance is a book. Shoshone Indians is a book for you to read sometime. Shoshone Indians, it just comes to mind. Okay, so I'm going to get another postcard, and we'll see what chief this is. Let's see. Okay, this postcard was $8. Not afraid of Pawnee. Oh boy, this is hard to read. I'm going to have to get a magnifying glass. But anyway, here's the postcard, and see how proud the Indian chief is. The feather is up. They don't have feathers that just, lay flat. And what a beautiful cloak of fur. And again, they were tradesmen of different types of fur. Beaver, wolf, deer, and moose. And I have a pair of moose moccasins that I got from Port Carling. Hand-beaded moccasins. This is really a beautiful coat or cloak. Very nice. And I'm trying to read it, but I'm going to have to get a magnifying glass. Basically, it says that this chief is not afraid of Pawnee, and that's another nation. And Cheyenne, I see the word Cheyenne. So tomorrow I have a magnifying glass. Okay, I see I have time to get, now here's Wampa. See the Wampa? Again, they wore a lot of shells, and that's the Wampa. And Machawi gave me a healing stone, and, rub away your worries. That was a gift. And, I went to Arizona for giving a lecture on weather anomalies and climate and earth changes to the physics professors at Arizona State University.